Imagine being one of only 2 tank commanders left standing, facing a relentless wave of 150 enemy tanks rolling over the hill toward you. Your ammunition is nearly gone. You call for backup, but none comes. Surrender isn't an option, and defeat seems inevitable. This isn't a scene from a movie. It's the stark reality Israeli soldiers faced in the Golan Heights in 1973. Then, something extraordinary happened. The enemy suddenly stopped, turned, and fled. Why? Military experts are baffled. Scientists dismiss it. Yet, the evidence is undeniable. This is just one of several documented war miracles that reveal a supernatural force guarding Israel. These events aren't mere coincidences or tactical luck. They are divine interventions, echoing the miraculous protection God has granted throughout biblical history. From the Six-Day War to today's conflicts, the same God who told Joshua, "Be strong and courageous, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go," is still fighting for his chosen people. Prepare to witness 7 shocking war miracles you won't believe actually happened. Miracle number 1, the miracle of paralyzing fear. In 1967, during the Six-Day War, Egyptian forces positioned along the Sinai Peninsula had every strategic advantage. They outnumbered Israeli forces 3-1, had superior Soviet weaponry, and held fortified positions. But something unprecedented happened. Egyptian soldiers began fleeing their posts before Israeli forces even engaged them. Entire battalions abandoned their equipment and ran. When questioned later, captured soldiers described an overwhelming terror that seized them, a fear so intense they couldn't explain it. This isn't just military psychology. This is the same supernatural fear that God sent upon Israel's enemies in biblical times. Remember when God told Moses in Exodus 23:27, "I will send my terror ahead of you and throw into confusion every nation you encounter." The same divine strategy that worked for ancient Israel was manifesting in modern warfare. Miracle number 2, the miracle of impossible accuracy. During the 1973 Yom Kippur War, Israeli tank crews were vastly outnumbered by Syrian armor on the Golan Heights. Military analysts calculated that Israel should have lost within hours. But Israeli tank gunners began achieving impossible accuracy rates, hitting moving targets at distances that should have been nearly impossible with the technology available. Syrian tank crews, meanwhile, seemed unable to hit stationary Israeli targets even at close range. This mirrors the biblical account in 2 Chronicles 20:22, where the Lord set ambushes against the men of Ammon and Moab and Mount Seir who were invading Judah, and they were defeated. God wasn't just protecting Israel, he was actively fighting their battles, just as he promised. Miracle number 3, the miracle of divine timing. In 1967, Israel launched what became known as the Six-Day War with a preemptive strike that destroyed the Egyptian Air Force while it was still on the ground. The timing was so precise that Egyptian pilots were having breakfast when Israeli jets arrived. Weather conditions that had been unfavorable for days suddenly cleared at exactly the right moment. Navigation systems that had been malfunctioning mysteriously worked perfectly. This supernatural timing echoes Joshua 10:14, where Scripture records, "There has never been a day like it before or since, a day when the Lord listened to a human being." Surely the Lord was fighting for Israel. The same God who made the sun stand still for Joshua was orchestrating perfect timing for modern Israel. Miracle number 4, the miracle of invisible protection. During the Gulf War, Iraq launched 39 Scud missiles at Israel, targeting major population centers. Military experts predicted thousands of casualties. But something remarkable happened. Despite hitting populated areas, only 2 people died from direct missile strikes. Missiles that should have caused massive destruction seemed to lose their explosive power. Some didn't detonate at all. Others landed in empty areas despite being aimed at crowded neighborhoods. This supernatural protection fulfills the promise in Psalm 121:4. "Indeed, he who watches over Israel will neither slumber nor sleep." The same God who protected Israel in ancient times was deflecting modern missiles. Miracle number 5, the miracle of supernatural intelligence. In the 1967 war, Israeli intelligence somehow knew exactly where enemy forces would position themselves, almost as if they could see the future. Communication intercepts revealed enemy plans with unprecedented clarity. Israeli commanders made strategic decisions that seemed impossible without supernatural insight, consistently outmaneuvering larger, better-equipped forces. This divine intelligence reflects the promise in Isaiah 30:21. Whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you, saying, "This is the way, walk in it." God wasn't just fighting for Israel. He was guiding their every strategic move. Miracle number 6, the miracle of multiplied strength. During the 1948 Arab-Israeli War, newborn Israel faced invasion from 5 Arab nations with modern armies. Israel's forces were largely untrained civilians with outdated weapons. Yet they didn't just survive, they gained territory. Small Israeli units consistently defeated much larger Arab forces. Soldiers reported strength and endurance far beyond their natural capabilities. This supernatural empowerment echoes the promise in Isaiah 40:31. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. The same God who gave David strength to defeat Goliath was empowering modern Israel. Miracle number 7. The miracle of confusion among enemies. In 1973, Arab forces had coordinated their attack perfectly, but as the war progressed, their communication systems began failing inexplicably. Orders were misunderstood, units attacked each other, and coordination collapsed despite having superior technology. Egyptian and Syrian forces, who had planned together for months, suddenly couldn't work together effectively. This divine confusion fulfills the strategy described in Judges 7:22, where the Lord caused the men throughout the camp to turn on each other with their swords. The same God who confused Israel's enemies in biblical times was still using this supernatural tactic. These 7 miracles aren't just historical events. They're evidence that the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob still keeps his promises today. When we see modern Israel surviving against impossible odds, we're witnessing the fulfillment of God's eternal covenant. As he declared in Genesis chapter 12:3, "I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curses you, I will curse. And all peoples on earth will be blessed through you." But here's what this means for you personally. The same God who fights for Israel is the God who fights for you. When you face overwhelming challenges, when the odds seem stacked against you, when your enemies seem too powerful, remember these miracles. The God who confused armies and deflected missiles is the same God who promises in Romans 8:31, "If God is for us, who can be against us?" Your battles may not involve tanks and missiles, but they're just as real. Financial struggles, health challenges, broken relationships, spiritual warfare, these are your battlefields. And just as God showed up for Israel in their darkest hours, he will show up for you. Don't let anyone convince you that miracles ended with the Bible. What happened to Israel proves that our God is still moving, still fighting, still performing the impossible. When you pray, you're not just hoping for help. You're calling on the same mighty warrior who parted the Red Sea and stopped the sun. These miracles should strengthen your faith and remind you that nothing is impossible with God. The same power that protected Israel from destruction is available to you today. Stand firm in your faith, knowing that the God who fights for Israel fights for everyone who trusts in him. If these miracles have strengthened your faith, share this video with someone who needs to be reminded of God's power. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. You're not alone. This is Bible Undefeated.